JEM and the Holograms. The movie. Haven't seen it, but I hear tell a fair portion of you weren't particularly taken with this 2015 film adaptation of the seminal 80s cartoon. In fact, I've heard some of you refer to the movie as Gino. JEM in name only. Which got me thinking, what makes JEM JEM? What do I posit the film needs to do to feel like a JEM and the Holograms movie? What do I think are the immutable aspects of the show that must be included in the feature, lest I too deem it JEM in name only? Top 5 list? Yeah, this is YouTube. Top 5 list. Number 1. JEM and the Holograms. By which I mean they should be in the movie. Seems obvious. And surely the film manages to clear that low bar, but there are 3 points I'd like to make here. 1, while there are a bunch of characters I'd love to see in live action, I feel JEM and the Holograms are the only ones who are absolutely necessary. Would I miss Eric Bad Guy if he weren't included? Sure. Could you still do a JEM movie without him? I argue yes. Heck, you could do a JEM and the Holograms movie without the Misfits. Well, you could try.
That movie should be my movie, not JEM's. Daddy, remember you promised me anything I wanted for my birthday? Well, I want a movie studio. No,
the Misfits!
What? What are they doing here?
They are the new co-stars of the movie.
My second point is that because this is a filmic adaptation of an animated series, I don't require the characters to be the exact same people they were in the cartoon. I believe you can still have a JEM movie that feels like a JEM movie, even if the live-action Jerrica is a different person than her animated counterpart. There are limits. I'd posit probably wouldn't feel like JEM and the Holograms if Jerrica was a nasty bigot who also chased neighborhood cats with a sledgehammer, but there is some wiggle room. And 3, the Jerrica-JEM dual identity thing is a must. You can change the details, such as why she keeps the secret and from whom, but the ruse and the interpersonal drama resulting from it is an intrinsic part of the show. Speaking of interpersonal drama, number 2, interpersonal drama. Kind of hard to have a movie without some measure of drama betwixt the characters, but if you want to make a JEM and the Holograms movie, you can't just have bog standard amounts of interpersonal drama. No, there needs to be soap opera levels of the stuff. I love Rio, and Rio loves me, but he's also sweet on JEM, which I have mixed feelings about because I'm JEM, but he doesn't know that because I never told him, and the longer I wait, the worse it's gonna be because he hates liars enough to kick a plant. I don't want him to hate me, but I also feel freer with him when I'm JEM, but I also wonder if he likes JEM more than me, but I'm JEM, so of course he likes JEM because JEM's me, and so on and so forth. Now, that's an example of the kind of heightened drama the show's known for. Just like the characters don't have to be the exact same people as the ones from the show, the interpersonal drama doesn't have to be exactly the same either, but it should feel the same. Number 3, music. Music is an indelible aspect of JEM and the Holograms. Every episode showcased 2 or 3 songs, and you shouldn't do a movie about JEM and the Holograms without featuring some of their music. Of course, there are a lot of movies about bands, and they all show off a variety of their music, so what is it about JEM's musical presentation that gives it its own specific identity? I argue it's the addition of non-diegetic musical performances. As is typically the case with other movies about a musical act, we, the audience, frequently enjoy JEM and the Holograms music via their rehearsals and concerts. These musical presentations are diegetic. They take place in the world of the narrative. Any character in the vicinity of these performances can see and hear them. What JEM and the Holograms brings to the table is the fact that they also perform music that exists external to the world of the narrative. For example, in episode 4, the performance of the song Deception is not one other characters in the story can see or hear. Only we, the audience, experience it because it's a musical representation of Jerrica's crisis of conscience regarding telling her boyfriend Rio the truth about her dual identity. I've no doubt the 2015 film will feature diegetic musical performances, but if it wants to differentiate itself from other movies about a band, I submit that the live-action JEM and the Holograms needs to feature the show's music video-esque, non-diegetic musical performances as well. Number 4. Death-Defying Adventure! Dude, it's JEM and the Holograms. You know, glamour and glitter, fashion and fame. What are you expecting? Kidnappings, car chases, explosions? Yes. Yes, that's a big part of the show. In the 5-part series opener alone, JEM and the Holograms get in a car chase and are nearly driven off a cliff. The gaggle of orphans in their care must be rescued from a house fire. Jerrica scarcely avoids getting run over by a bulldozer. A bomb explodes in their next home, sending giant chunks of concrete debris at Kimber's head. The Misfits almost crash a yacht full of people into a cruise liner. The Holograms narrowly escape being crushed by a falling stone gargoyle. Lindsay's studio catches fire after a lighting rig falls. And one of the Starlight Girls is locked in a box with no air holes that's set on a conveyor belt headed for a trash compactor. If JEM and the Holograms don't almost die at least twice in the film's nearly 2-hour runtime, they're doing it wrong, says I. Remind me, what's the very first line of the JEM theme song? You're damn right. Number 5. Holograms! Not only must a JEM and the Holograms movie feature the titular band, it needs literal holograms. If you've never seen the show, and if you haven't, this video is probably very weird, JEM and the Holograms own a holographic projector run by a lifelike AI named Synergy, and use her for everything from flashy stage effects during their concerts to realistic disguises. For example, Jerrica's JEM persona is not a costume. It's a holographic overlay. Sometimes the outfits the band wears on stage are actually holograms, which can be troublesome if the tech glitches and they're left standing there in their underwear. For the most part, the title characters use the technology to keep up the ruse of Jerrica's dual identity and to get themselves out of trouble, like projecting the image of an alien monster to scare off an attacking bear. Yes, JEM is almost eaten by a bear. Right after she's nearly killed in an avalanche, which follows her barely surviving a ski lift malfunction. All in the same episode. Death-Defying Adventure! Anyway, holograms are a big part of what makes JEM JEM. For the film, you can change the details regarding how the tech works. I'm sure Synergy isn't a room-sized computer in a modern-day adaptation, but I maintain that JEM and the Holograms, employing literal holograms to 1. Facilitate Jerrica's alter ego, and 2. Keep themselves alive, are integral to the identity of the property. And there you have it. 5 immutable aspects of JEM and the Holograms that will be sorely missed if they're not present in a feature film. JEM/Jerrica and the Holograms themselves, soap opera levels of interpersonal drama, non-diegetic music, death-defying adventure, strategic hologram use, and... shoot. Number 6. Fashion! The clothes, the hair, the makeup, the accessories. Fashion is such a prominent part of JEM and the Holograms that my sister and I did 3 episodes of Video Game Fashion Police examining the fashion sense of only 2 of the show's giant cast of characters. Does the movie need to duplicate the specific fashions of the show? No. The cartoon is of its era, and so should be the movie. But whatever the movie's fashion is, it should be a lot. It should be extreme. It should be, dare I say, outrageous. Triple truly outrageous. Of course, that's just the opinion of some random dork on YouTube, but I'd love to know what all of you think, so hit up the comments section and tell me what elements of the show you feel must be preserved so that a Gem and the Holograms live-action film still feels like Gem and the Holograms. And hey, since I have your ear, starting at noon Pacific Standard Time this Saturday, November 5th, I'm playing video games live on stream for 25 hours straight to raise money for Rady Children's Hospital. Last year, with the support of you generous lot, we raised $2,600. This year, we're shooting for $3,000. The marathon will stream live here on YouTube and on my event page at extralife.org/participant/Andrew Eisen, link in the description. I have a lot of fun things planned this year, so if you have the time this weekend, please drop by and say hello in the chat. Alright, now I guess the only thing left to do is actually watch the Gem and the Holograms movie. Yay! Maybe I should read the comic instead.